stretching. So this is going to be a nice good one coming back out of the Labor Day weekend, and hopefully it will make you feel nice and relaxed. The only props that you might want to have are going to be a blanket and a set of blocks if you have them, or anything that you are using in place of those particular props if you don't have them at home. As always, you can use whatever props you feel like your practice needs. So you can set up near a wall, you can bring a chair, anything that you feel like you need to make your practice work for yourself and your body. So just a couple of housekeeping things. Remember that I'm not going to be playing any music, so sync up your favorite playlist. While I will get you into position for Shavasana, if you choose to take it, I will not be leading you out of it. So if you want to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like, then make sure you turn the autoplay off on your YouTube settings. This way it doesn't keep going. And then you're trying to do Shavasana and there's like a crazy video that pops up. But yeah, so with that, we're actually going to start standing today. So come to your mat wherever you feel comfortable. I'm going to be sideways because I'm going to be facing you, but you can come to wherever you feel comfortable on your mat, and just keep your feet, move my blocks, keep your feet about 2 fist width distance apart if that feels comfortable. If you want, you can move them, you can open them a little bit, or if you like to have your feet closer together with your big toes touching, that's okay too. So wherever you feel like you have equal weight distribution across your feet. And then once you find that spot, you can roll your shoulders back, lengthen your spine, neutral tailbone, and try not to sink forward. Sometimes we tend to put more of the weight onto the balls of our feet, and try to just keep everything nice and evenly distributed. Maybe you just take a moment to feel where the weight is in your feet and just adjust. Spread out your toes a little bit. Shoulders are back and down. If you feel like you are locking your knees, keep them nice and soft. There's no reason to stand here really like stiff. We're not statues. We're supposed to be trees, and trees are flexible. They move. They don't stay in one spot. They grow. So just take some time to settle in on your mat. Find some grounding, maybe as we are feeling like trees. We're actually in mountain pose, I realized after I said that. But if we are feeling like trees, maybe you feel like you've got roots coming down through your feet into the ground, so you feel nice and grounded, especially in times of high anxiety. Sometimes feeling grounded can help you relax. You can close your eyes if you'd like, or you can keep them open. If you're keeping them open, it usually helps to find a focal point like 4 or 5 feet in front of you, a drishti. And you can just softly gaze at that focal point, or you can look to the tip of your nose. Whatever allows you to feel most comfortable. If your eyes are closed, you might find that you are swaying a bit, and that's okay. That is normal, because your eyes don't have anything to focus on. Just take a deep breath in, and sigh it out through your mouth. Make that sigh nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. Just do that a few more times, and every time you do it, just feel your shoulders relax a little bit more. Feel your forehead relax a little bit more. Feel your jaw relax. Maybe you find that you're clenching your teeth. And just let your jaw relax a little bit. Relax your knees. And if it's part of your practice to set an intention, a thought or an idea to focus on or work towards, I invite you to do so. And when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes if they're closed. You can start to bring some movement back into your body. So if you want to kind of shake out your ankles, shake out your toes. They were just doing a lot of work for you, keeping you upright and straight. We're going to start by taking some big, deep breaths in. Inhale. Exhale, back down. Inhale, arms coming up, reaching tall. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale. Do that a few more times on your own, following your own breath. So you might be slower or faster than me, and that's okay. Nice and easy. We're not really trying to build heat here. We're just trying to warm up our spine. And then on your next big inhale, reach up. And on your exhale, bring your right hand down, left arm comes up and over for a side bend. Trying to keep those hips level. Sometimes we want to kick one hip out so that we get more of a bend. And release. Inhale, we're going to do the other side, both arms up. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over, reaching through the armpit to bring the arm up and to create space in the side body. And release. Inhale, exhale, opposite side. We're going to follow our breath here. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. So you can do that a little bit more, following your own breath. Again, we're not trying to build heat, just trying to warm up the spine and connect our breath to our movement ever so gently. And on your next exhale, release. So we're going to put those 3 movements together. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. And do that one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Perfect. Now you can take your feet. We're going to add on a little bit. If you need, we're going to come into a back bend or a chest opener, whichever feels more comfortable to you. So inhale, your arms come up overhead. And on your exhale, cactus out your arms. And when you do so, just slowly pull your shoulders back and open up your chest. Now, this is a great chest and shoulder opener. If you really want to take a back bend, engage your glutes, push your hips out, and just slowly back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Release. Reach. And down. And now we're going to put all of those movements together into a nice little flow. We're moving into sort of working on a nice little sun salutation. So sun salutations doesn't have to be the traditional sun salutation A, B, or C. They can be whatever flow you like. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. Perfect. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. So you might start to be building a little bit of heat, especially if you live in a warmer climate like me, being in North Carolina. And if you are, just breathe out through your mouth and just exhale out through your mouth nice and slow, and that will kind of release a lot of the heat. If you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, you're going to build up heat in your body. That's okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes if you're feeling a little warm, and this is supposed to be a gentle flow, so it's a little bit, it's like a step between gentle yoga and like my yoga basics class. So it's a nice slow flow. We're gonna add on one more, and then we're gonna do our whole sun salutation before coming down to the floor. So here we're gonna do a forward bend. If you want to bring some blocks, you can. And if you feel like you need to kind of open up your stance a little bit before we get started, that's okay. You can still do all of these other things with your feet further apart. So we're gonna inhale, reach, and then exhale, take your forward fold however you'd like. You can take a swan dive, or you can bring your hands to heart center and just let your head hang nice and heavy. You can bring your hands to blocks here if you'd like. You can also open up your stance if you need to. We're not taking a wide-legged forward fold here, but if you need to take your feet wider than your hips, that's perfectly fine. Bend your knees as much as you need. This is our first hamstring stretch of class, so your hamstrings and your hips might feel a little tight, and that's okay, that's normal. So remember to lift through the hips, even if that means you have to bend your knees a little bit. You can let your head hang here. You can also bring your hands to a bolster, or you can bring them to a chair too if you had a chair right here. And then you can keep your hands here, you can bring them to your shins, or you can keep them on the floor, but we're gonna inhale and half lift up with a flat back, keeping our head, top of our head to the front of our mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise up, nice and slow, head coming up last. Arms reach up. Exhale, release. We're going to do that one more time, a little bit more with our breath. So inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold, bending at the hips, reaching for your blocks or your bolsters or your chair. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, rise up nice and slow. Head coming up last so you don't get dizzy. And release. And now we're going to put that all together into our sun salutation. So find your grounding. Maybe you need to loosen things up a little bit. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. hands reaching nice and tall. Exhale. Center. Awesome. Great job. So now we're going to come down to the ground, coming into tabletop. So come down however you'd like. Move your props out of the way. You get your blanket for your knees if you need. You want to keep your blocks nearby. Doing a bit of a hip stretch with a little bit of puppy, so you can always have your blocks nearby if you need it. So coming into tabletop, your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your wrists. But if it feels more comfortable to keep your hands a little bit wider, you can do that as well. You can bring your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders as well. So kind of play with it, see how you feel. If you need to, you can always bring your hands, you can always come up to your fists. If you have wrist pain, personally, I don't like how this feels in my body, so I don't do it. But this feels good for a lot of other people. So you can definitely give it a shot. And you can also obviously use some more padding if you need. So we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So on your inhale, lower your belly, tailbone to the sky. Exhale, round your spine, tucking your tailbone. Inhale, open up your chest. Exhale, round. You can keep on with this movement, this little flow, or if you feel like you need to stay in one posture or another, that is fine. If you feel like you need to move around on your mat, do some hip circles, you can do that. Sway side to side, stretching out your hips a little bit. Whatever feels kind of right in your body. And bring weight onto your wrists a little bit, and a little bit of a stretch. From here, come back into your neutral tabletop. Extend your right foot out. Extend your right foot out, tucking your back toes. Stretch the back of your leg. And then lift that back leg and bring it over your left foot. So it's coming to the left corner of your mat, and it might actually come off of your mat, and that's okay. So just stretches out things a little bit differently. And from here, we're going to lift that leg again, nice and intentional, and then we're going to bring it out to the side of our body. And it's kind of a variation of gait. I keep my foot pointed toward the front of the mat, but you can keep it to the side, or whatever sort of suits your body. Just being gentle with your knee here. So this can be a pretty intense stretch for the inside of your leg. But if this feels like you can take a little bit more, you can walk your hands forward. And this increases the stretch. And if you feel like you want even more, you can bring your head down, and this will increase the stretch even more. And if you feel like you need a little bit of head support, you can bring your head down to a block, or you can kind of take the middle ground and come down onto your forearms. So whatever you can feel. Forearms would be good if you have wrist pain or wrist weakness, but you kind of see where this feels in your body. I like coming down to my forearms personally. And wherever you are, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders or just about. And now nice and intentional movement. Bring that right leg back to where it was. In tabletop, you can sway back and forth. You might feel a big difference between both of your hips. Your right side might feel nice and loose, and your left side might feel a little bit tighter. legs out and do it on the other side. So inhale and extend. I put my bolster in a terrible spot. Just extend through the leg. And then lift up that leg and bring it around on over the right foot, pressing through the heel, the right corner of the mat. Making sure not to sink into your shoulders, which I just realized that I was doing, focusing on too many things. Just lift that leg, nice and intentional, bring it out to the side. And again, you can stay here with your hands underneath your shoulders. You can walk them out. You can bring your head down. You can come down to your forearms. So kind of whatever suits you right now. Whatever feels best for your body. Wherever you are, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders if they're not there already. That's nice and intentional movement. Bring that knee back down, coming back into tabletop. You can sway back and forth here a little bit. You can do some hip circles. And from here, we're going to come into child's pose. So your toes are touching. Your knees can be wide or together. If you have a lot of weight in your belly, or if you have, or if you're pregnant, you can keep your knees a little bit wider. If you are doing this while pregnant, or if being down in your belly is not comfortable, you can take a pillow or a bolster, and then you can just bring it so it's like right on top of your belly. I'll do that with my earbud in, but then you can put your head down. And if you just like to come into child's pose, you can just bring your head down. You can bring it to a block. You can reach your hands out long. Slowly walk your hands back up. We're going to take a chest expansion here. So if you are comfortable coming onto, if you're comfortable bringing your hips to your heels, you can do that. If you have a bolster or a blanket, you can, sit on them like this. You can always tuck your toes too. So kind of whatever works for you. If none of these work for you, you can always come up to your knees. That's fine too. Whatever works best for you. So for our chest expansion, we're going to bring our arms up, and then we're going to wrap our hands behind our back. Wrap our hands, wrap our fingers. Roll your shoulders back. And in doing so, we're going to lift up our chest. Shoulders come back, chest comes back. This is a variation of camel. So if camel isn't accessible to you, or if it's too intense of a stretch, and too intense of a heart opener. Heart openers can feel intense, and they can feel vulnerable, and they can elicit a lot of emotions. So don't feel like you have to do it if you're not feeling it. And then to release, look back down nice and slow. Release your hands. And we're going to come back into child's pose. Just as a counter stretch, helps us regain our grounding. And then slowly walk back up. Perfect. Now we will come down to our back. However you'd like to make it on your back. If you are doing this while you are pregnant, or if you don't like being flat on your back, you can set up your a little reclined bolster. I went over this in another video, and also there is a video about bolsters, and we talk about how to set this up using different materials. So I'm just gonna come here, and you can come down onto your back. I'm gonna do this reclined for those who would like to see it, and then we're slowly coming down. We're going to come into figure 4, so both of your knees bent, your feet are planted. Now we're going to take our right foot, cross it over our left just underneath our knee. And then from here, you can open up your hip this way. You can reach for the inside of your thigh, or you can set up next to a chair and put your left leg on a chair or even on the wall. So you can take your figure 4. And release. You can shake things out if you need. Windshield wiper. Side. So take your left foot, cross it over your right leg just underneath your knee, and you can take it anywhere you want here. So you can press down on your knee, or you can take hold of behind your knee and bring it in towards your chest. For reclined, I don't recommend that, but if you want to get more of a stretch, then I would recommend, putting your foot up on the wall or putting it up on a chair for that, to get that additional stretch. Figure 4 and other pigeon variations can be helpful for sciatica, but please, as I say with all of my classes, talk to a physical therapist before you attempt anything like that. And release. Perfect. And then from here, we're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound ankles. Bring the bottoms of your feet to touch. And then you can bring your knees out wide. If you need to, you can always put blocks or a blanket underneath your knees. Let your arms come out. You can stay here for your final Shavasana, or you can extend your legs and come into traditional horse pose. If you are reclined, you can stay here as long as you feel comfortable. So I will let you get into whatever posture feels right for your final Shavasana. If you are staying, that is beautiful. If you are not, that's okay too. And if you're not staying for Shavasana, or maybe you just paused while you hang out in it, maybe you come to a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. And wherever you are, if you'd like, you can bring your hands to your heart. Feel it beat. Feel your chest rise and fall with your breath. And show yourself gratitude for everything that your body did for you today, for showing up to your mat, for your practice. I bow my head in gratitude to you for letting me be a part of your journey. The light in me honors the light in you. Thanks so much for coming. Till next time. Bye.